Do dreams foretell the future? And why do we forget our dreams when we wake up? Before I try to answer such questions, let me first ask you a question. What is it that comes to your mind when I utter the word dream? I am talking about the experience occurring in your mind during sleep. You might believe that dreams are meaningless and unintelligible, or that they have some meaning and purpose. But whatever may be the case, if you aren't familiar with the psychoanalytic theory of Freud, it would be difficult to imagine either the nature of dreams or the principle behind the dream mechanism. As Freud observed, quote, "The dream was unemotional, disconnected and unintelligible. But while I was producing the thoughts behind the dream, I was aware of intense and well-founded affective impulses. The thoughts themselves fell at once into logical chains in which certain central ideas made their appearance more than once." Unquote. This annotation, as well as the others that I mention in this video, are taken from the book On Dreams by Sigmund Freud. According to Freud, dreams provide access to uncover the unconscious, which we are unaware of otherwise. For Freud, dreams are, quote, "the royal road to unconscious," unquote. In order to understand better, we have to equip ourselves with certain terms and their definitions. For instance, Freud regarded manifest content as the actual literal subject matter of the dream and latent content as the underlying meaning of these symbols. Stating Freud in this regard, quote, "I shall describe the process which transforms the latent content into manifest content of dreams as dream work. The counterpart of this activity, one which brings about a transformation in the opposite direction, is already known to us as the work of analysis," unquote. Condensation is another term which Freud uses, and by which he means combining multiple dream thoughts into a single element of the manifest dream. Example, symbols. For Freud, quote, "Condensation, together with the transformation of thoughts into situations, that is, dramatization, is the most important and peculiar characteristic of the dream work," unquote. Also, Freud noted that, quote, "the concept of a dream distortion, which is the product of dream work and serves the purpose of dissimulation, that is, of disguise," unquote. Freud analyzes the dreams of children by stating that, quote, "the common element in all these children's dreams is obvious. All of them fulfilled wishes which were active during the day but had remained unfulfilled. The dreams were simple and undisguised wish fulfillments," unquote. Freud also gives explanation for dreams which may seem absurd by stating that, quote, "If, however, a dream strikes one as obviously absurd, if its content includes a piece of palpable nonsense, this is intentionally so. Its apparent disregard of all the requirements of logic is expressing a piece of the intellectual content of the dream thoughts. Absurdity in a dream signifies the presence in the dream thoughts of contradiction, ridicule and derision," unquote. He also writes that, quote, "In the case of dreams which are intelligible and have a meaning, we have found that they are undisguised wish fulfillments. In the case of obscure and confused dreams, once again, the dream situation represents a wish as fulfilled. And the formula for such dreams is as follows. They are disguised fulfillments of repressed wishes." It is interesting in this connection to observe that the popular belief that dreams always foretell the future is confirmed. Actually, the future which the dream shows us is not the one which will occur, but the one which we like to occur," unquote. So on the whole, the classification of dreams according to Freud is as follows. Quote, dreams fall into three classes according to their attitude to wish fulfillment. The first class consists of those which represent an unrepressed and undisguisedly. These are the dreams of an infantile type, which become ever rarer in adults. Secondly, there are the dreams which express a repressed wish disguisedly. These no doubt form the overwhelming majority of our dreams and require analysis before they can be understood. In the third place, there are dreams which represent a repressed wish, but do so with sufficient or no disguise. These last dreams are invariably accompanied by anxiety, which interrupts them. In their case, anxiety takes the place of a dream distortion, and in dreams of the second class, anxiety is only avoided owing to the dream work. There is no great difficulty in proving that the ideational content which produces anxiety in us in dreams was once a wish but has since undergone repression. Unquote. Finally, Freud gives his explanation for forgetting of dreams in this way. Quote, in the state of sleep, this probably occurs owing to a relaxation of the censorship, which, when this happens, it becomes possible for what has hitherto been repressed to make a path for itself to consciousness. Since, however, the censorship is never completely eliminated but merely reduced, the repressed material must submit to certain alterations which mitigate its offensive features. And when the state of sleep is over, the censorship quickly recovers its full strength, and it can now wipe out all that was won from it during the period of its weakness. This must be one part at least of the explanation of forgetting of dreams. Unquote. Freud also pointed out the seemingly intricate relationship between dreams and mental illness by stating that, quote, in fact, however, the dream work is only the first to be discovered of a whole series of psychical processes responsible for the generation of hysterical symptoms of phobias, obsessions, and delusions. Unquote. If you enjoyed this video, then do consider checking out my previous videos where I deal with some of the most intriguing questions of life from a philosophical perspective. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe.